Hey, it's me again, TJ from New Mexico. So it's 2:01 a.m. Mountain Standard Time from Moriarty, New Mexico. This is my Connection Telethon, my 2 o'clock live. So I titled this, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I started to laugh. So let's talk about music. That's a lyric from the Beatles. I believe that's the song Norwegian Wood, where they say, "It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I started to laugh." No. She said, okay, hold on a second. I know this song. I once met a girl, or should I say, she once had me. We talked in her room, isn't it good, Norwegian Wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. But I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I bided my time, sitting on a rug, drinking her wine. We talked until 3, and then she said, "It's time for bed." She told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh. Boom, boom. I told her I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. Boom. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So isn't it good, Norwegian Wood? Beatles were a big influence in music, from the 60s all the way. I think they broke up in 1970, but they influenced so many young future recording stars. My son-in-law plays guitar by ear, yet I can say played the Beatles. He doesn't know who the Beatles are. He doesn't know who Eric Clapton is. And sometimes he can play by ear. I've heard him, but he's basically not a millennial. But sorry, I was just looking at a text there. I was talking to a guy in South Africa. I got a new notification. I'm trying to see. He was trying to call me, but I gave up on that. Having bad connections. So anyway, I was talking about the Beatles. My brother, one year for Christmas, was given the entire double album, The Best of the Beatles, 1964 to 68, with the lyrics, and we memorized the entire album. We used to listen to that on our old LP player. It's a long playing record for you millennials. Now, I can't even say that. Millennials that don't have a frickin' clue what I'm talking about. But, yeah, then we moved on to 8-track tapes. You remember those? I bought my first stereo. It was a Seville something, had a turntable and an 8-track player. One of my first 8-track tapes that I bought was Queen Sticks, Pieces of 8. Let me see if I can remember. I'm 50, going on 58, so I can't remember everything I had. But so I hope all these lives are getting recorded and are getting put out, because I'd be upset, man. Let me check. I'm going to go back here and check. See if my last live is showing up. I'm going to look at this computer and see if my last live showed up. So, okay. Here's my 2 o'clock. Here's what I'm doing right now. So, okay. Here's my 1 o'clock. Here's my do an announcement. Okay, awesome. So they're all in here. I'd like to get some people to jump on with me, but I guess everybody's sleeping. Got to go to church. I do too, but I'm going to stay on here as long as I can in remembrance of Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon. I'd like to bring back that thing, do it via Zoom, see how many people could get on, and have different people from all over the country and the world doing screen shares, doing videos, singing. We don't need no professional entertainment. We can entertain ourselves. So let's talk about the Beatles. Has anybody seen the movie called, it's a Netflix movie. Oh, I think it's A Hard Day's Night. It's this English guy. He gets hit by a bus. He breaks every bone in his body. And when he wakes up in the hospital, nobody ever heard of the Beatles. So he finds out that the Beatles had never been discovered yet. He knew the lyrics to all their greatest hits, and he started recording them and became the Beatles basically. And then he kept getting letters from people that said, "Hey, we know." And then he actually met Paul. It was either Paul McCartney or George Harris. One of them that's deceased. I mean, excellent movie. I think it might have been called A Hard Day's Night. Highly recommend it. I'd like to go watch it again. I'm kind of gotten tired of the Beatles stuff, but they did start the rock and roll revolution. I mean, I kind of listen to them now, and you know, hi-fi stereo back then wasn't that good, not with the technology today. So I'm more into, let me see, I graduated in '82, so my formative years of rock were the '70s and then the early '80s with the hair bands. And, and I've changed liking genres. The '90s was the grunge movement. That's when I was in college. And the 2000, I don't know what you'd call it. I call it the shit movement. Maybe music just went down to shit. This is occasionally a good one. Now and then will come out, a new performer. But pretty much, you tell a millennial today a song from 1990 and they go, "I don't like that classic rock." Classic rock to me is the 50s, well, actually the 70s, the 50s. I love 50s music. I love Motown. I love old Motown. I could do me some Motown. Boom, 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 boom. I got sunshine on a cloudy day when it's cold outside. I got the month of May. So see if you recognize that song. So, man, I don't know why nobody's. I know it's late, but all these to be recorded. You can watch them over the weekend. Should be pretty funny. My glasses is starting to cause pain around my ear here. So, I got something I can entertain you with. I actually got a post from my uncle, lives in North Dakota, and had just turned 70. And then one of his grandsons put all his hats on, and I guess he has over 30 hats, but I challenge him. Don Ryder in North Dakota. I think it's Chicago, North Dakota. I challenge you, your nephew, I bet I got more hats. I got a rack behind me. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to see. You can see my hat rack. Let me turn. Oh! So I'm always dropping the phone. I'm sorry. There it is right there. That's my hat rack, and that's just a portion of my hats. So I could show you a new hat a day for over 30 days. So let me see which one I'm going to put on. Today's the 15th. Let me put on one for the 15th. I'm going to take off the do-rag. See, I do have hair. It's messy, but I do have hair. Sorry, I keep dropping you. This freaking stand. I wish Facebook was more cooperative on my desktop. But here, I'm going to get me a hat. Okay, I'm going to wear my church hat. This is what I'm going to wear tomorrow to church. So this is actually Ecuador. Scala from Ecuador. This is what I call my Panama hat. So, okay, I'm going to wear this for the next few hours. Let me adjust my position here. Give me a Coke. There we go. So anyway, this is my hat. I'm story behind this hat. There's a story behind every hat. 2019. My wife gave me a gift certificate for $200 to the Men's Hat Shop in Albuquerque, where I was able to buy this one. Always wanted a Panama hat. This is from Ecuador. That's more of a Ecuadorian Western, and this is my Panama hat. Yeah, this is more my Boys from Brazil hat. Yeah, this fits the profile narrative today, so I'm going to leave my Boys from Brazil hat on, and I think if I can make it to my next live at 3 o'clock, I will show you another hat with another story. So check out that movie about the Beatles, Hard Day's Night, I believe, or just, I don't know how to find it. If I can remember, maybe I'll look it up and I'll let you know my next live at 3 a.m. So this is TJ from New Mexico signing off. And if you really dig what I'm doing, drop me some love. Send me your email. I'll send you some free stuff. Or let's just set up a chat or a call. Call would be best. I had one with a brother from South Africa, but the connection was really crappy and I couldn't understand him. So come check me out at 3 a.m. Peace.